Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Coming up on the screen this morning was this one right here. Look at him. I don't understand. This is what I don't understand about Darnisha. Darnisha sits there and then she makes this accusation and says, people are saying, why are you holding your baby? Why are you eating? She did it with Elizabeth. I assume, I don't know, maybe she did it with Isabel. You know what I mean? But to me, Darnisha, and I'm going to give my opinion on it, is that that's very dangerous. Although you're eating with this child in your arms and everything. Now watch this now. Watch. She tilts her head to the side. So apparently the pasta is not hot. But the person that's next to her, Cliff, he doesn't have to eat like that, guys. And you know, and then you two wanted to come at me because I made my opinion on how I felt about it. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe I did say some things that I shouldn't have said, but he does not have to eat in that manner. He is eating like he has never eaten before. I mean, he's just like gobbling the food down, biting the bones, eating the gristle off the bones, you know, just eating fast. And then the way he holds his fork is just, I don't understand it. You see how he's eating? It doesn't make sense. He doesn't, and she knows that he's eating like that, eating real fast, eating like I'm gonna eat this real fast because I'm gonna get some more of this before Elijah get it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna take up for Elijah, whether Elijah likes it or not. I'm gonna take up and defend him in every way. But you don't have to eat like that, Cliff. You're eating like, and you're not taking a breath. Like you're just gobbling that food down. And Darnisha is on the same plate. And this man literally eating his food so fast until it's a crying shame. Now, I don't know, what you want to call that. I don't know if you want to call that just selfishness to eat that fast or whatever the means may be. Look, the plate is done in 2.5 seconds. See, you see how she looked over him? She sees that he's eating like this. It does not make any sense for Clifton to eat this way. It doesn't make sense. Look how fast he ate that food, y'all. Now, you leave your comments down below. Do you agree or you disagree that this man should not eat like this in that manner? This is why he suffered with digestive problem. He also has sleep apnea. You understand what I'm saying? He gulped that food down so fast. Look, he just can't even wait to get the bones off the plate, to pick up that thing, to pick it up, get more pasta, more salad. He eats so fast until it doesn't make sense. And then she defends him. Now, the last video that I watched, guys, with the hot dog situation, and Elijah was approaching the table to, pick up one. I guess, I don't know, it looked like a Sasha's or those are just some big hot dogs. He wanted one off the table. And he told Elijah, over there. Like, in other words, don't take nothing off this table because I'm going to demolish this table. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the way to be. It's selfish. He's being very selfish. You know what I mean? And Elijah, he goes over, because I guess he just didn't want to hear his mouth. He goes over, I guess, to the kitchen to get a hot dog. But in the midst of it all, I guess I might have missed something. I didn't see when he walked behind them, because he asked his mom, was any more rolls or something, any more hot dog rolls. And she looked up at him, and he went on in the kitchen to get a hot dog. But when he walked back past, I didn't see him with the hot dog, in his hand. Maybe he did have one. But I just want you guys to just take a moment and just watch how this man gluts this food down. Now, it doesn't make sense. Well, he's not coming down for no breath whatsoever. That's just, I don't know. I got to be careful on what I say because I don't want YouTube to come for me. But I'm going to say this. He does not have to eat in that manner. He really doesn't have. And Darnisha's still on the same plate. And this man on his second plate. He's not taking a break. He's not taking a break to belch or anything, to drink any liquid. He's just gobbling it and guzzling it down his throat. That's sad. That's really, really sad. Put the whole bone in his mouth. Does he realize that he's on camera? Does he realize that majority of the world is watching how he just eat in this way. Now he's coming down for something to drink. And Darnisha on the same plate. And 2.5, and now she's eating this stuff off the thing. 2.5. Next time you make this again, put some shrimps in it. But so anyway, the hot dog video, he told Elijah, you know, Elijah, don't be greedy. And then when Elijah went past to want to get a hot dog, he says, with your greedy self. Greedy. And then Darnisha, in self-defense mode, she was really, actually, she was defending Cliff. But she tried to make it look good to like she was defending Elijah, and said, greedy, you're the one that's greedy. You too, that's what she said, so don't come for me. Greedy, look at you. She said, you're eating like a villain. You know, he said, what is that? What is that? You look, he eating everything off the table. That, oh my God, this is sad. This is really, really sad. This is sad, guys. Look. And Darnisha on her same plate. He's eating like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to eat that way, Clifton. The food is not going to go anywhere. Like him and Elijah did a video with some steak and all these vegetables on top of it, red peppers and yellow peppers on top of it. And he told Elijah, take your time. Nobody's going to take your steak from you. Elijah came back in self-defense and said, if anybody touch my food, this is what they get. Boop, put the knife down on the table. You understand what I'm saying? So why would you say this to this young man when you know that you are the one that's doing this? As well as Elijah. He does. Look at him. Just look at this, guys. I just want you guys to just take a moment and watch him. She just asked him, was he good? And he's still reaching and eating.
Can I get that? No, not that. Let me get that. My pastor, let me see.
He gonna sneak and take a piece of that chicken. Watch.
That was a big one. Here's my wife. She did a big one this time.
Eating so fast until he don't even got time to get the wipe for the baby, to wipe the baby mouth and stuff. This is ludicrous. That he just, I don't understand it. Because the baby is too full and the baby can't hardly breathe in your chest like that, Darnisha. Put the baby up in the chair. Look. He's so intoxicated over this food that he don't even want to reach out and get the napkin for the child. This man suffers with digestive problems. He suffers with sleep apnea. He's just a man. Darnisha said his wife, well, his girlfriend, his woman, says to him, he's reaching for. Oh my goodness. Is this the third one? This is the third plate. This is the third plate. Now you tell me if something's not wrong with this picture. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to eat in that way. Or maybe I rolled the camera back for a little bit. Let me see what she said. She said, save the rest of the chicken for the kids. I mean, when I tell you this man is not coming down for a breath of air, he's just stuffing it in his mouth. Ain't taking his time and take a breath and chew it. He's just guzzling it and stuffing it in his mouth. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what the problem is with Darnisha, that she just know that this man eats this way, and it's, intimidating her on camera and stuff, and now he's looking over at the salad. He's full, but he's still eating it. She said, save it for the kids. And then she said, you had enough. That's enough for you. He said, yeah, but yet and still, he's still eating. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Slow down.
What are you doing with that, girl? What's that sound? Is that the road? Whoa.
And why is he eating with one hand and one arm leaning down that he can't, I guess he don't want to accidentally hit the baby in the head. He eating so fast and stuff that he might just accidentally hit the poor child in the head. Look at this. Look at this. This is ludicrous. Like, I just don't. Brielle wants to get out, Darnisha. She wants to get out.
You want to get out? Okay, so you need to grab her right now. Stop that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to watch my leg out somehow.
He done sat there and ate all the food up, and then she had to stop him because is she telling him you need to take her right now? He's too busy trying to make sure his belly is totally full.
It's all over me. Like she is under. Look at it. It's on the floor.
Her stomach hurt.
Can you put this in the garage? Sure, put it there. Close it up.
Oh, Brielle, what's wrong, Chicka Wooka? A little cutie woo.
Alright, you guys. We'll see you guys on the next video because literally, the baby gotta go in the tub. We have this kid in the tub. He threw up. The baby threw up all over him.
You know what I mean? And so I just want to say that, it's not that the fact that I'm trying to embarrass Clifton. I'm not trying to speak negativity of him. What I'm trying to say is that we understand that he likes food. We understand that he loves to eat and everything. But you don't have to eat in that manner. You know what I mean? It's like disrespectful to come up on the camera to eat that way and fast like that. You know what I mean? And then he wondered why he suffers with heartburn and digestive problem, because he eats the food so fast that he doesn't give the food time to. Rara, get out the way. Y'all see Rara? Look at Rara's arm. And Rara say, I want to be in the camera, Anastasia. Hey, I can't move the camera over them because my thigh is out. And, and it just doesn't make any sense. She defends him. And I didn't like it when he treated Elijah the way he treated him. When he wanted to get that sausage or whatever that was, a hot dog off the table, he told him to go over there. In regards to whether he wanted to go over to the kitchen to get one or not, he should have been able to take that hot dog off the table. And then Darnisha says, look at you. Look at you. You're being greedy. You don't want him to take a sausage off that table because you want to be the one to eat it all up. First of all, Darnisha, that's your child. First of all, Darnisha, it's your channel. First of all, Darnisha, Elijah should have been able to take that sausage off that table, or hot dog, whatever it may have been. But yet and still, in the midst of it all, when it all boiled down, there was only one left on that table because your man ate it all off the table. You understand? And then in the first part of the video, when he was eating, she asked him where was her drink because the hot dog, the hamburger that was on the hot dog roll was irritating her throat because because of the grill they were cooking out on it and stuff. The propane or whatever that is, it just got in her throat or something, like the smell of it got in her throat and irritated her throat. And so in the midst of it all, when he took and had the hamburger hot dog or hot dog hamburger, whatever you want to call it, he ate that so fast, and then he reached over and Darnisha reached over and got a hot dog, and then he reached over and got one. I don't know if it was a hot dog or sausage, y'all. But if it was a hot dog, it was a huge hot dog. And so he reached over and got one as well. So he said, "Where's my drink?" He reaches over, grabbed the cup with his whole mouth full of food. And I don't know what he was mumbling to her. And then he reached over there. He like pointed over there, I guess telling her the drink or something like that. And she said, look at you, calm down, mouth full of food and everything. Then secondly, when he did it again, you know what I mean, he belched. As he put the food in his mouth, he belched. Okay. Thirdly, as he reached for the hot dog and he was asking her for the ketchup, his mouth was full and he was grumbling something and she couldn't understand it. She said, slow down, slow down. You need to slow down. Look at you. You're sitting up there and you're eating like a villain. YouTube, she said it. I didn't. I'm just giving my commentary over it all. And, I understand that's her man and she has children by him. But at the end of the day, regardless, Elijah is going on, 17 years old? How much more is Elijah going to take of the nonsense? He's not going to take much more of the nonsense, you know what I mean? Just like on that video they did with the steak and the red peppers and yellow peppers, and he put his hand on Elijah's face. Because Elijah, he's a man, and he's growing hair, facial hair. You had no right to put your hand in that young man's face. You had no right to put your hand on his face and say, oh, look, what is this? What is this? He's growing a beard. Oh, what you trying to push me out the door? You want to be the man of the house? Technically speaking, he is the man of the house if you wasn't there, Clifton. You understand what I'm saying? So just because Elijah is growing a beard, you know what I mean, you want to embarrass him and intimidate him in front of the whole nation of thousands of people that's subscribed to Darnisha's channel, and then you start talking stuff about him, and then Elijah, trying to tell you, chill, bro, you know what I mean? And then he said, I'm not going to stop. He said, it needs to be put out on the table. What needs to be put out on the table, Cliff? What are you insinuating? What are you trying to say about this young man? What needs to be put out on the table? What are you trying to point out that needs to be put on the table? Darnisha, you asked his mother, you sat there, and then you said, Clifton says, about kissing, and, he kissed his wife, and this, that, and the other, and Elijah, you don't kiss your mother, and this, that, and the other, and you know what I mean? And he technically, he embarrassed Elijah. He was embarrassing him because he was insinuating something, and I'm not going to be the one to say it because I'm not going to let you two come against me for it. You know what I mean? His mother was sitting there, and she said, what do you mean he needs to learn how to kiss? Why are you telling him that he needs to learn how to kiss? Elijah says, I don't want to. I'm not ready for it. You understand what I'm saying? He said, I don't want to. I'm not ready for it. So he was actually saying, no, I'm not going to stop. It needs to be told. It needs to be put out on the table. In other words, kind of paraphrasing it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot go against this young man because this young man is growing facial hair. He's almost 17, if not 17 now. And it's going to get to the point that Elijah is going to get enough of his mouth. He's going to get enough of him intimidating him and embarrassing him and insulting him as your mother sits there and she allows it to be said. Darnisha, you as his mother, you need to put Cliff in his place and let him know at the end of the day. And I believe this is why Elijah doesn't like to do videos with him, because there's always some intimidating, insulting, embarrassing things that Cliff has to say to him. You understand what I'm saying? You are insulting, you are embarrassing, because, you sit up there and you eat like, like there's no tomorrow. Like, your mannerism is off the chain, bro. You eat like the plate is then you're going to tell Elijah, sit here, sit down. Nobody's going to take your steak. Nobody's going to take your food. Well, what about you, Clifton, the way you eat? When you eat, you act like the whole table is going to disintegrate before you can get it in your belly. So if you guys totally agree with me, please leave your comments down below. Whatever your comment may be, I can't take that away from you. Just don't come in with just rudeness and everything. I'm not being rude. I'm just giving my commentary on what I see, what I hear. You know what I mean? It is wrong. It is wrong. He's a young man, and he didn't have to insult him like that. So please stay positive, stay blessed, keep that peace, and stay out of trouble, and let no hurt, harm, and danger come against you. Oh, Lord, y'all done seen my thigh. Okay, so have a wonderful day. Happy Monday to you, each and every one of you. All right, and always remember first and foremost to put God ahead of your life, because He is the one that gives us breath in our body and allow us to wake up and say, "Good morning, Jesus. How I love you so much. Welcome back to this channel. I hope you're sitting down, relaxed, candles. You want me to talk about a topic today, so let me tell you what I'm gonna say. Just wait. It's quite early in the morning. It's 7:24 a.m. in the morning. I'm up because I have a doctor's appointment. And guys, wish me luck in every way that my health is okay. All right, love you guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope you understand the video. Please like, comment, share the video with anyone, everyone, everywhere, all over the world. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.